that men have to go through in America just to be with their kids. This is the fight that the system has in place for men.
What's going on, everybody? Vinark MP back with another episode of Father's Win. And first of all, I want to say thank you to all my riders, all my diehard supporters, everybody who loves this channel. I love you back. I know it's been a minute. So much has happened. We've had people trying to dox the channel, trying to get the channel erased, trying to get the channel taken down, people trying to get my home address, people trying to just be the most sabotaging isn't a word, just trying to sabotage this channel. And I think it's because they see the power and the community that we're building here. So please, guys, leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the notifications so we can continue to galvanize our resources, our togetherness, and get information to men around the world who are fighting to be in their children's life. This episode of Father's Win is crazy. We've got a father driving cross country to reunite with his child. And I'll catch you guys at the end.
Yes, Heather, we did a story on this little boy when his mother left him alone in a car in Oak Park. CPS did not take the child away, but the father showed our story to a judge in Georgia.
Emotion over emotion.
And the latest chapter in this bitter custody battle took place here in the lobby of the Southfield Police Department.
I had to pray and I had to fast and I had to ask God. I had to ask God, man. Do something. Do something, man. I've been good all my life. I've been good all my life. I've been good all my life, and this is my only son.
Krishna Prendergast finally holding his son Amari for the first time since Amari's mother moved him to Detroit from Georgia well over a year ago. This afternoon inside the lobby of the Southfield Police Department, it was a bittersweet reunion. 4-year-old Amari no doubt confused after his mother walked in to surrender to U.S. Marshals.
This is the part of the game that's so frustrating. Why was dad met with the slightest bit of apprehension instead of just handing the son over? I completely understand. Maybe the baby's distraught. Maybe baby hasn't seen dad in a while. But why are men subjugated to such illogical procedures, especially when they're just doing the right thing?
For several months, there has been a warrant out for her arrest in Georgia for custodial interference, and the missing child unit of the U.S. Marshals contacted her and told her she needed to resolve the warrant. And this afternoon, she brought little Amari to the police station where she surrendered.
My son needs me.
You mean our son, darn it.
This is the fight that men have to go through in America just to be with their kids. This is the fight that the system has in place for men, especially black men, good men who have no criminal records, no criminal histories. As you can see, this is my son.
Action News did a story in October 2018 when Amari's mother left him alone in her car while she went to work at a dialysis center. It was the private investigator Amari's dad hired to follow them who called 911.
You could learn a lot from a dummy.
With what I was able to uncover, a whole 17 minutes of a child with asthma and autism, 3 years old, which is half the legal requirement to be left inside of a vehicle unaccompanied by an adult. That should have been punishable.
Amari's father drove to Michigan from Georgia a week ago, determined to be reunited with his son.
I look into the sky and I thank God because it took a lot of prayer, it took a lot of fasting, and the money doesn't even matter. I would spend all the money. I'm just glad I was taught to save because I see how a lot of men give up.
He is not lying. I've been there. I know a lot of fathers who have been there, being pushed to the edge so severely that you feel like it is easier to just stop fighting and tell your child, I will see you when you are 18 years old, because there are not enough things in place in the system to make sure children have safe passageway to their father in these types of situations. Now, of course, this child is 3, but nonetheless, we really have to create a better system of getting these kids to dad when dad is the better parent.
And after leaving the Southfield Police Department here, Krishna Prendergast took his son to a hospital to get checked out. The child's mother is now locked up in the Oakland County Jail pending extradition back to Georgia. Reporting live in Southfield, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News. Back to you.
That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
All right, thanks, Kimberly.
My goodness, there is a lot to unpack in this episode of Father's Win. First off, shout out to the awesome city of Detroit. I really like Detroit. I really like the people in Detroit. Great place to visit, great place to live. Of course, socio-economics are real everywhere. So I don't want to lose sight of the fact that maybe mom is in a situation where she couldn't afford a babysitter, she couldn't afford daycare, or she was working a night shift and there was no one available to watch the child. So she had to do what she thought was in the best interest of her and the child by working and leaving her child unattended. I understand that there are a lot of times where life gets hard, but that cannot be an excuse for being a lousy co-parent. Let me explain what I mean. In most states, there's something called first right of refusal. What does that mean? First right of refusal is when a parenting plan or a parenting agreement suggests that anytime you as a parent do not have the bandwidth to care for your child during the hours your child is with you, you are to give your co-parent the opportunity to step up and be with the child. So this would be a perfect example of her calling her child's father and saying, hey, I've got to work a late shift, but I need to have our son because it's my parenting time. I can't do both. Would you like to take my parenting hours? To which the father most likely would say, of course. Or there might be a family member that the father can suggest can watch the child because the mom can't. In that situation, it's okay to let the family member watch the child because the co-parent got the first right to say, no, I can't have the extra time with the child. Maybe that person's going to be out of town, or maybe that person, the co-parent I'm talking about, also has to go to work. She never gave the first right of refusal. This is why a judge was so easily able to find her in contempt for parental alienation. Also, she's more than 1,000 miles away from the state of Georgia. She's all the way in Michigan now. Hence why she is not able to get the support she needs from the father. Was it really so serious that it was a matter of life and death that you leave the state that your co-parent is in without their consent, go cross country, and then the father had to hire a private investigator? On top of a private investigator, he had to use the news story. It had to be so egregious that there was a news story made that he was able to then use in court as evidence to get a judge to say, hey, look, get that baby extradited back to the state of Georgia because we're giving you full parental rights. What it sounds like is the judge gave the dad full parental custody. It sounds like baby was born in Georgia, so baby's place of origin and established residence was Georgia. And so a Georgia judge has the ability to say, bring that baby back. The father is going to be the main parent from now on, and mom is going to lose custody, or at least a form of it. Not only did mom lose some of her custody, it looks like she's going to jail for obstructing, for parental alienation. Guys, if you have a co-parent that moves more than 100 miles outside of your jurisdiction without your consent, there is a good chance, I can't say for sure, but there's a good chance that she has just committed parental alienation. And you can write a motion to your judge and tell on her. I'm serious, fellas. There ain't no street code or none of that when it comes on to your children and anybody getting in between you and your children. Now, of course, you don't abuse the court system like countless women do every day, but use it to your advantage. Use it. God bless this father, and I hope the relationship with him and the co-parent can get better. But based on the way things are going, it looks like he's going to be a really great single dad until he finds, or if he chooses to find, a new woman to come into his life. But nonetheless, this is why it's so important to vet the partner you're going to have a child with. She could have been the greatest person since sliced bread. At the same time, sometimes things like this still happen, no matter what. So do be careful out there, fellas. And remember, when fathers fight, they win. I will catch you guys on the next episode of Fathers Win. God bless you. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Turn the notification bells on. We are back. So good to be back with y'all. Till next time. Peace.
The system isn't built for us, but that doesn't mean we can't win. The new book, Fathers Win, the no BS guide to family court and co-parenting battles, gives you the strategies, mindset, and real-world insights you need to fight for your rights and stay in your child's life. Don't go into family court blind. Get prepared. Fathers Win, the no BS guide to family court and co-parenting battles.
My son needs me.
You mean our son, darn it.